Welcome to CC Rock. I am Metal Matt, and I am at the Roadhouse in Sacramento. You want a little sawdust? You want a little room sound? Hey, tonight on CC Rock, you're gonna get all of that and more, plus a few unidentified flying objects. No, it's not ET, it's UFO, man. We got Phil Mogg, we got Vinnie Moore, the new guitarist. We got some great band members. We got Jason Bonham on drums. This is gonna be a great show from the Roadhouse in Sacramento with UFO promoting their new album, You Are Here, baby. That's right. UFO is at the top of their game, and they got a great new stage show. Definitely gotta check these guys out. But hey, sit back, relax, because we're gonna have some great music from UFO, baby. Yow!
What are you doing?
Who said that?
Jumpin' Jaw, Hosafat, a giant oil filter that talks.
I'm framing the filter, and what do you think you're doing with my child?
It's your child? I didn't know he was your kid.
Well, it is, and he's a she.
Oh, yeah? Well, what should I do with her?
Do the right thing. Recycle your used oil and filter. Even after draining, a used oil filter contains about a quarter cup of oil. If placed in the garbage, that oil will leak into the ground and then into landfills, polluting the soil and someday the water supply. Seal your filter in a strong Ziploc bag and take it to a certified used oil and filter collection center. Or if your city has curbside used oil and filter recycling, just put it on the curb with the rest of recyclable items. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Thank you very much. Lovely. I expect to some of you back there it looks a bit like floating heads. We do have bodies, I can assure you. This is off our the Fawcett album, and it's something called Let It Roll.
Welcome back to CC Rock, and you know, I am with one of the amazing singers of the rock and roll world. This guy has been around for more than 30 years. He's done some memorable stuff on rock and roll, some great ballads. He's one of my favorite singers. We've got Phil Mogg right here. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. Very well.
Hey, you know, that is it Mogg? Is that correct?
Mogg. As in dog. Mogg.
Mogg Dog. Hey, I never say your vocals are...
An easy way to remember it.
Yeah, you're never dogged on stage, I'll tell you that. You're always up there, giving it your all. I mean, amazing sound. You've done so much music over the 30 years. I mean, 30 plus years. You've been up there on stage doing so much. All the way back to the days, you know, you had Mick Bolton on guitar, Michael Schenker, Paul Chapman, Tommy Atomic, and now you've got a new guy, Vinnie Moore. Tell me about life with Vinnie.
Vinny came in when Michael finally departed, which was just over a year ago, or went. And we was looking for a guitarist at that point, and we'd gone all through the English, you know, what was around then. Then we had to move to Europe and expanded our search. And eventually we got to America, and a CD of Vinny's ended up in my house, and I put that on. We was getting a little bit nervous by that point because we were thinking, oh, are we going to find something? And I put the CD on, and it sounded great. Great sound, great touch, and you know, rang him up, spoke, swapped some material, got on very well. The material worked out well, so it was an American. And that was it. That was more or less sealed up just before we did the album, just before Christmas last year. So it worked well.
So you're saying that Vinny's easier to work with than Michael?
No. Just different.
Different.
Yeah, everyone's different, and I think most guitarists or anyone has got their own little quirks, myself included. So, but just to get a band working well together without any great theatre or drama off stage or on is quite a feat sometimes. And at the moment we have a great working relationship, and we're having a lot of fun playing together.
Well, you know, I know Vinny's got some great instrumental stuff. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff with Mike Varney. I know you've done a lot of your solo stuff, plus your UFO stuff in the later years with Mike Varney at Shrapnel. Was that a connection there that Mike said, hey, why don't you check out this guy, Vinnie Moore? Or is that some part of it, or is it just...
I think he did, going back years ago, about 10 years ago, when Michael went on his walkabout, one of his walkabouts, and I think Varney had said then, he said, hey, I got a great guy here, you know, this Vinnie Moore, would be perfect for you. But, you know, the situation changed and we never followed up on that. So, and it wasn't until now, this is like 10 years later, that for some quirky reason that it came via, I think Mike had said something, but our agent had said something, and the manager knew his manager from Dream Theatre, blah, 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 and so it came about that way. So just fate, maybe circumstances in the way.
Oh, he's got some great solo stuff. I mean, The Maze, I mean, there's some really good music that Vinny's done. And I mean, even when I saw Michael at the Edge in Palo Alto, he opened up for Michael one night. I said, man, this guy is a virtuoso, very similar to, I wouldn't say it's the same as Michael. Michael's got his own, obviously his own style, a lot different in ways than Vinny's. But once again, both really incredible musicians, and that's the main thing that seems to... You always have a great band when you come on stage. You've been brought in some great guys. I know that Pete Wade's had some visa problems, so you've brought in Barry Sparks. You've got Mr. Bonham on the drums. I mean, you've got a great band. How do you pull these great guys in to play with you?
I think it's... I think there's a little bit of luck in it all with anything. You know, the time, and I mean, Jason came from a friend of mine, Spike, who sings in the Choir Boys, was doing some gigs on his own in London, and I said, oh, I've got to find a drummer, because before we'd had Ainsley Dunbar doing the studio stuff, and he said, hey, why don't you come down, like, you know, and have a look at Jason. So I went down there and met Jason, and you know, great bloke, great drummer, and said to him, look, we're doing UFO, and we really would like a drummer. Would you fancy joining? And he said, well, oh, is Pete Way in the band? It's like, is Pete Way in the band? Yeah. I said, yeah, you know, but he's controllable. We got him caged. And he called back in a couple of days and said, yeah, that would be great, let's get together, and we went on from there. So it was good. It was good fun.
Well, you speak about, you know, you went on from there because, you know, right now you are here, which is your new disc. I mean, I like, I mean, for the first disc with Vinnie Moore, you never know what that first disc with the new guitars is going to sound like. I mean, let's face it, people have listened to UFO for years. They've been, you know, thinking, okay, Michael Schenker, Paul Chapman for a while, Tommy Atone for a little while too. But, you know, this is a whole different sound. I mean, this is a little bit different. I mean, it's still UFO, but it's a different sound, a different guitar sound. Is that something making You Are Here, was it difficult?
No, I mean, it wasn't difficult doing it. I think it was more a conscious effort because we did it in Europe, and we did it in Germany actually, in Michael's hometown, ironically enough, yeah, with a German producer, and we more or less went for a nice, let's get this down, clean up, let's not use the old, you know, like going back to where we've been before, let's have a nice clean cut thing of something new. We've got a new guitarist, Jason's in, and everything, Pete's over. So it was, we went to Germany and did the whole thing afresh, and I think that's was good for us and good for the record too.
Well, here at the Roadhouse, gonna play a track off the You Are Here album CD, which isn't on vinyl. It's something called When Daylight Goes to Town. Sight. You cool it up or you could cool it down from some hills you did your hide. I can still hear that rolling sound like a diesel in my head. Sometimes I wake and I think of you, babe, forgetting that you're dead. I was born on a rolling train, running when I hit the ground. I watch these wheels turning now, but there's nothing here, nothing left. Watching the daylight fade away, watching the daylight go to town, watching the daylight go down. This hotel room's like the wild, wild west, and the strangers moving underground. I still have your photograph, gives me up when I'm feeling down. Pull up the chair and you palm me one, let's kick back and let it roll. Watch this town, it's on now, watching the daylight go to town. We just swept up hard up in a fight, you just couldn't let it go, no. I watch these wheels turning now, there's nothing here, nothing left. Watching the daylight fade away, watching the daylight fade away, watching the daylight go to town, watching the daylight go down.
Well, you know, Pete's not on the tour right now. He had a little visa problem. Is this is a temporary phase, or is this something? What's going on with that?
I had visa problems too. They've gone back to the. You have to go to the American embassy now and do an interview. And when I went, it was they do a thing where they ask you if you've been arrested or not. Because to which I said,
How many rock stars have not been arrested?
well, it's something you forget. You know, and I said no, but she did that thing where I could see her looking at the screen, and she went, "Are you sure?" And you know where you go, "Well, maybe." I remember some customs thing we had, but that was like 25, 30 years ago up in Canada, coming in from Buffalo. There was a visa problem there, but then I said, "Well, I'm not sure." Blah blah blah. So they take your fingerprints, send it to the FBI. I came home and my girlfriend said, "Yes, you were. You was arrested in Lubbock, wasn't you, for mooning the audience?" And you know, you go, "Oh, yes." And it's like that kind of thing where the heat comes off.
What city was that?
In Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, Lubbock.
We was doing an Aussie tour at the time, and I've never done it before, never done it since. It was one, and why, I don't know. But I got arrested there for that. And that was the reason. So it screwed up the first part of our tour. And of course, meanwhile, while that was going on, Pete's also getting a load of problems. And that, I believe, although what he tells you sometimes, it's like knitting fog. You know, you can't, you go, "What did you say? What do you mean then?" He kind of embellishes everything, and it gets into another story. So you end up not knowing what he was saying in the first place. It's very difficult. But anyway, I think his basic problem was overstaying, although he got married here, but that was by a spiritualist in the garden, so I'm not sure how...
Really counted, huh?
Yeah, and then he never applied for a residency or a card or anything, and then got arrested in Kentucky for some... driving his wife's car, who had unfortunately passed away, but her equipment was still in it, so he's got cornered on a number of things. But he's paid a fortune out on a lawyer to try and sort through all this, and he's got to reapply in 6 months. So hopefully, when we come back for, I believe we're coming back June, July summer tour. Pete,
Collaboration thing, or what is this?
we're doing a DVD and a live thing and some other material we've never done before. We're going to try and get it like a mix bag, and I think we should have that out by then and come over and promote that. And I think we might be doing I'm not sure, a tour with who you mentioned earlier. Woo!
With Dio.
I think we might do a co-headline thing. So.
Oh, interesting.
So you never can tell, in this sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is Mountain Water, San Francisco style here. I believe we're going to play something off the same album, and this Kids. See, now that's got a complete cock up. I'm a loser. I strained to 11, it's now 1:15. Why you trying to make the evening move so fast? Not in real trouble, but I can't go back home. They locked those doors and left out alone. You can come to my place and sleep on the couch. Lots of people do it and we won't leave you out. Hard times out on the street, hard times hard to beat. The pain lies, they'll hand you. I'm a loser on this road. I'm a loser. station and it's cold as ice. All night specials, they move you on. But me and Ginger over there, oh, we got this thing where we really take care. You can come to my place, sweep my car. Lots of people do it and we won't leave you out. Hard times out on the street, hard times out to beat. The pain in lives, they all hand you. I'm a loser on this road. I'm a loser on this road.
Hi, I'm Rob from Central Tune-Up. Check this out. Oil filter crusher. Did you know that every drained used oil filter that comes off your car still contains up to a cup of used oil? That used oil can destroy our environment and water supply. Do the right thing and place your used oil filter in a clear Ziploc bag and place it on the curb with the rest of the recyclable items. If your city does not have curbside used oil recycling, take it to your nearest certified used oil and filter recycling center. Call ahead for hours and the amount accepted. What more, if all the oil filters that were sold yearly in the United States were recycled, you would have enough steel to build 16 pro sports stadiums. Be good to the earth. Recycle your used oil and filters for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Said you've always been great on stage, you've done some amazing stuff. If you weren't the singer Phil Mogg from UFO, what would you be? What would your profession be? Would you have any idea of what you would do?
No, not really. I've been off on different courses and different things for other stuff, but I always come back to this. It was always the point that I come back to. It's something that just draws you in. You can get a little bit jaded with it or a little bit bored with it because you're not seeing anything that's either on TV or on radio that's productive, but then you might hear something that comes along that will excite you and you go, ooh, this is good, and then suddenly you're back into it again.
Says these days you have it easy. Oh Lord, I must be blind. When it gets right down to it, I can see right on through it. I really love my old lady. Much more grief she can't take. Wish I could take her somewhere fancy. I still need that lucky